Hi, my name is Karen Holmes. I'm the founder and director of the World Peace Organization for the One World Government. I don't know about you, but how many people do you think are glued to the news outlets to find out what's going on with the pandemic and the attack and the impeachment on the Capitol and the impeachment process that's happening right now? There's a very good chance. It's been 10 days. Today is the 16th, and there's been it's about 10 days since the attack. So now is the time when there would be most likely to start the physiological response in the pandemic to what happened. The physical body is for COVID-19 patients is reflecting the same thing that's happening out in the world. So we're seeing cases of the virus getting very bad, and this is the point where many people believe they can't get their life. The people who are very concerned about the attack on our democracy, and on the Republican side, the idea that their concerns about the election being stolen and things like that. People are very obsessed almost with what's going on. And watching the number of people who are being arrested and charged with all these crimes when they thought they were doing what the president was asking them to do. It was like their patriotic duty. Well, imagine that now that this has happened, it's like this catastrophe for everybody, and so the COVID-19 is starting now into a major spike in the number of cases, and it's probably going to be a major increase in the number of deaths associated with it, because people are concerned about the democracy and about the elections and what our president is doing and things like that. This is a very, very, very serious attack. My cat wants my attention. Excuse me a minute. Where are you? Come here. Okay, you can sit in my lap here. Okay, what happened though, what I recommend that people do, instead of being obsessed about this, is to the first thing you can do is to turn off the media and go find something better to do with your life. Don't let it interfere with your life. Work on creating your life. This is also January, and this is a good time to start being concerned about New Year's resolutions. What can you do to improve your life? If you have been laid off from your job, what can you do to start to create a cash flow and things? What can you do based on your talents and gifts? During hard times, many people, when they're laid off, will fall back to their talents and gifts. Now, but like during the Depression, people would come up with inventions. Many patents are being introduced. What can you do that's unique based on your talents and gifts? This is a good time to start paying attention to what you can do to improve your own life situation and not obsess about what's going on in Washington, D.C., because that'll just let the people who are responsible for that take care of it, and then you just relax. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the idea of and I've talked about this in previous videos, about how the schism that has separated people into the four groups. There's the people who stand on the principles, like the Democrats now are standing on principles. the Republicans are kind of grabbing for power. The people, people's lives are affected, and then the fourth group of people, we're starting to see the fourth group of people become more evident now. Donald Trump's approval rating has come down to, it's below 30% now, I believe. And with the schism, it's divided people up into these four groups of 25% each. So when Donald Trump, his approval rating is very high still among the Republicans, but among the Democrats and independents, it's dropped way down. So the last group of people are becoming more evident, and those are the people who function for their own interests. Eventually his approval rating will be down. It probably won't get down below 25%, because those are the people, the final people who stay with him are going to be those who function for their own interests. Now, if you look at the World Peace Marketing Strategy on our website, you can see that there's a path for to get your life on a higher level on our website. Each of four groups, they're basically, there's a way for each of those people, groups of people, to get their life on a higher level. So look into that World Peace Marketing Strategy. It's on the website, and I'll put a link on it in the description box. But the other thing I wanted to say, one final thing, is that every movement divides the people up into four groups also, and the same four groups. So the world peace movement has started. So instead of considering the Republicans or the Democrats to be, the scoundrels, and they're spreading, one of the symptoms is, let's say, diarrhea, and instead of sending out, this is BS, think about all that idea, the symptoms are basically reflections of what's happening in what your belief is. So if you can't get your life, that's when you die. Okay, so the thing of it is to consider this to be an example of what's happening in the movement. So instead of thinking about this, that everything is dying, think of it as everything is starting to grow again and to be the movement. You're now part of the world peace movement. Okay, so that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. Is don't obsess with anything. Realize that there's a positive and not so much just a positive outcome of it, that there really is a positive thing that's occurring now, and it's not just the end of everything, it's the beginning of the world peace movement. Okay, and follow along, open this up for debate, especially among people who are showing any kind of symptoms of the COVID-19. Share this with them, and then help them avoid going to the hospital, because they can stay at home and just relax and stop obsessing about the end of everything, because it's actually the beginning of a new cycle. So, like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to share, because this is important right now. Thank you.